Okay, so now let's get into this mess because we're sitting up here talking about politics and all this other stuff and why she lost the election. But according to Bethenny Frankel, she thinks that the reason why Kamala Harris lost is because she had all these celebrities such as Jennifer Lopez, Beyonce, Cardi B, all these big major celebrities coming out and endorsing her, and Bruce Springsteen and having Katy Perry. You know what? Katy Perry out here killing everybody's damn career, including her own. The minute she came out and performed, it was a wrap. It's like, damn, your album flopped, and then you flopped on a damn campaign with them pitchy ass vocals. I didn't have to hear to know that she was, the people was out here complaining about her singing when she was, I think it was at one of the rallies in Pennsylvania. So yeah, this is what Bethenny had to say on the matter. So she said this. She said how she felt that she just did not think that aligning with celebrities was a good idea. Now I do have the clip, courtesy of her TikTok. So let's take a gander over to the TikTok and hear what she had to say, and then I'll give my thoughts. Please hold. Wait, hold on now. Now, why all of a sudden now I had it ready? And now I don't
This
want to
was the
play.
most divisive election that I can recall in my lifetime. And because the stakes felt so high on both sides, people couldn't have an opinion. It's been like that for a while, but it felt more crystallized here, where you couldn't have an opinion about something. You couldn't, regardless of who you were voting for, you couldn't just say that either candidate did something that you didn't like, or something that you don't agree with, or something that you thought wasn't a good business practice, or something that was in poor taste, or something. You just couldn't do it because people can no longer have a conversation. And then what happens is it's just more outrage, and people wait 4 more years to do the same thing all over again. I genuinely did not think that aligning with celebrities is and was a good idea. I don't think that the American public, by and large, cares about who's hobnobbing with celebrities. I think that it's the forbidden fruit. It's so tempting. It's right there. It's the shiny object. I don't think it's a working model. I'm allowed to have that opinion.
Yeah. Um, there may be a little bit of truth to that. Now, she also went on to say that she does not believe that celebrities have influence over the people anymore. And I was like, in so many ways, I think I agree with that, because when it comes down to the celebrity influence, like when you look at celebrities and stuff in general, I just feel like a lot of people don't really follow celebrities that way. Now I feel like we're at a time where they fit like what people look for, and I think we've said, well, not I think I know we've said this many times on the show. Whenever it comes to certain celebrities that are popular now, they have to have a sense of authenticity to them, which is why when we see artists such as, and I have to constantly bring them up, like a Taylor Swift or a Chappell Roan, or any of those type of girls, that there's a sort of relatability, especially in the type of, and Charlie XCX and all these other girls, there has to be some sort of a vulnerability, and there's some sort of a relatability in the art that they're putting out. And yeah, you can have that mysteriousness about you in regards of your personal life, and then entertain people, and that's great to have that. But to think that people like Taylor Swift, or Beyonce, and Selena Gomez, and Jennifer Lopez, and all these other people have an influence over getting people to vote, it doesn't. Whereas when you look at who Trump had on his side, yeah, he didn't have a lot of celebrities, and I know he was mad about that because he loves the fame, he loves the spotlight, he loves all the other things. But what he was able to capitalize on was the general giving the illusion that he cares about men, and he's giving men a platform to be able to, because when you say freedom of speech is on the line and you can't say nothing anymore, especially when Tony Hinchcliffe was trying to play that narrative when he was at the rally, and people were mad over what he said. Oh yeah, freedom of speech is on the line, and we can't make jokes, and we can't, woke, and the word mob virus and all that other crap that Elon Musk has been saying. When you indoctrinate some of those things in people's head, they start to believe that. Oh yeah, it's like we can't make a joke about black people, we can't make a joke about gays and trans and things. And there's a time and a place for that, especially like if I'm going to a comedy show and you do insult comedy, I get that there's a time and a place for that. But of course, when you have politicians over on the red side, the MAGA side, who are weaponizing that because they know how to The one thing that I've noticed a Republican, well, not I've noticed for years. It's just now it's come to a head and people starting to really notice. Because sometimes I got to get knocked upside the head with a goddamn sledgehammer for y'all to actually see what's in front of you. Because a lot of people still be in that, in the cult, they'll be in denial, whatever. But it's just, sometimes it just takes a situation for you to get what it is that is going on. And one of the things about Republicans that they're really good at is that they're good at seeing a weakness in somebody and exploiting it. And that is pretty much what they've done a lot in this campaign. When you run around and say, oh, I want to keep men out of out of women's sports and stuff. And there's this transgender propaganda thing that's been going on. And you have Democrats on the other side who will not come out and be like, y'all have to choose something. You can say that, you're for trans issues, but then there's other things that we need to work on as well. Like you just can't just be so quick to coddle and run away in a corner and just be like, oh my God, we're just getting our ass beaten. We just curl up in a ball. And that's kind of what it's been given. And a lot of people who are, watching this stuff, they just feel like, well, you're not out here defending us. Defend us. Hello. Like, I get you want to help us with getting us health care, and which, quiet as it's kept, we need health care for all. I don't understand why it is we're lowering costs. No, don't lower the cost. Everybody should have access to fucking health care. And whereas in other countries, they have universal health care. They have access to health care. There's things where it's just like, okay, if a spouse passes away, that, the government will help you, support you in paying your bills and all the other stuff if something happens to your spouse. It's just sort of like, it seems like it's a sign of weakness, or it's a crime for us to ask for help. Like, you act like that it's us begging. Oh, everybody need to pull themselves up out of bullshit. What is that mentality? It's about that, yeah, we out here working our asses off, but it still feels like at the end of the day, we're not getting the help and the support that we work so hard for. And then, but other people, and there's this other narrative. People coming into our country and they just getting the red carpet laid out for them. And it's like, yeah, you can talk about fixing our borders and doing a better job of it, but also there needs to be strings, tighter strings on the situation. I'm like, yeah, but what about the people that's here? And another thing that was irritating me too, they should have been going after Wheelchair Jimmy, aka Greg Abbott, that old bastard who was sitting there taking all the migrants, because hello, isn't there a border over there by Texas? And so all them illegal immigrants is coming up in here, and then they basically, instead of him dealing with the issue, he goes and rounds them all up on a damn bus and ships them here to New York. And then we had that old cockeyed bastard, Mayor Adams. Oh, yeah, let's just put them all up in luxury. Well, I don't know if they luxury, but let's just put them all up in hotels. And let's give them a stipend. So that way they be able to support themselves on baby formula and things of that nature. But what about a lot of the people that are here that are struggling, that are American citizens? And that was the thing that they were able to use to exploit the immigration situation, which is why you have a lot of Latinos who think they white, by the way. A lot of y'all. I've seen a lot of them yesterday, but when I was working in a Dominican baseball game. But when you have a lot of people who will sit up in here and they'll just be like, I voted for Trump because I need him to close up the border. And the attitude with that is, oh yeah, I made it in the country. So now that I'm in the country and I got my papers and I've done everything the right way, now let's burn the damn ladder that I already climbed up, because I don't want that next person behind me to climb up the same damn ladder that I did. It's that selfishness. And for the most part, yeah, most people are selfish. Most, I didn't say all, most people are selfish. And that's what we've seen. This is a reflection. Trump and all that orange is a reflection of this country today. So I do think it's a lot of things, and it's not as simple as Bethenny is trying to make it, where she's talking about, oh, all these hobnobbing with celebrities. Now, I do think that Democrats in the future, hopefully y'all are paying attention, lick your wounds, continue to lick them, they're healing a little bit. But once January get here, then I feel like y'all need to hit the ground running. Because y'all definitely gonna have to get on that damn treadmill and start running fast, trying to get things done. Quiet as it's kept, y'all need to be getting things airtight now, so that way in day one he ain't starting his mess, because he already started saying a lot of things he planned on doing day one. That hand gonna be having carpal tunnel with all the papers that he told me he planned on signing when he get into office on day one. Now realizing, Rome wasn't built in a day, but apparently according to Trump it was, just like all them Trump towers that he don't own. But So I don't think it's as simple as she tried to make it out to be. But I want to see if so yeah, the celebrity endorsements, I feel like when it comes down to it, people don't feel like I can relate to a Beyonce. I can't relate to a Jennifer Lopez. I can't while Cardi B did have that Cinderella story, and I saw her the other day because she came to my job to a Knicks game. So while Cardi B did have the Cinderella story, she ain't one of us no more. She part of the elite. She good. She good. She could sit and go. I don't know if she still own a house in DR. Because she owned property with Offset and all that drama that's going on with that. I haven't been paying attention to all her real estate situations. I didn't help her in her endeavors. I don't know how that is supposed to be. But a lot of y'all could pick up and leave the country for 4 years. A lot of us don't have the luxury. And I heard people are talking about picking up and moving and things of that nature. I don't know how y'all plan on doing that. I mean, it's not easy to get up and just pack up and go to another country, especially when they have their own immigration laws and border situations. And then, of course, you have to figure out how you're going to be able to take care of yourself when you move to these other places, and the language barrier, depending on where it is you're going to move. Because a lot of y'all ain't going to sit up in here and pick up a Rosetta Stone or whatever and learn the language in a short amount of time. You probably use Google Translator or, AI, whatever, to get the thing, to be able to translate your conversations or whatever the case is. So there's a lot of that, but there's a lot that goes into, okay, I'm going to pick up and just move. Not everybody has the luxury of doing that, especially if you live paycheck to paycheck. So I don't think I just feel like typical TikTok soundbite that y'all just thinking you could just put something up for 2 minutes, a 2 minute little video, and you can get your whole point across. There's a lot of layers as to why Kamala Harris lost the election. And maybe part of it has to do with her hobnobbing with celebrities. As we said earlier, what was it? Who was it that said the comment? It was Onyx said basically Kamala's campaign spent about 1.2 billion on commercial ads and everything else. Trump used only 760 million. And plus he also, and you know what? I also feel like the way he was able to save money on that whole situation because he had Elon Musk. Elon Musk with Twitter, you know how much propaganda and stuff that he could spread and using that. And then of course he has True Social and so many other ways that he could get his information, the stuff out there a lot faster. Plus, he had a lot of pundits who were helping spread a lot of that information. So it was smart on that part. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying it's smart that he was going to be able to save money on his campaign, whereas the Democrats are, of course, going to overspend because maybe in so many ways they don't have a way of getting the voice and the conversations and the things out there. They got to do a much better job at spreading the message. And it's like, and trying to fight against this new world order of how the Republicans get the stuff, the information and the propaganda and all the stuff out there. They're just really loud with their bullhorn and in their message. The Democrats just have to do better at trying to play defense in this situation. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Do y'all agree with Bethenny Frankel, where she basically is saying that the celebrity hobnobbing is why she lost the case? I just feel like that's just a little surface answer. I don't feel like that's the only answer. There's many layers to it, and I feel like, of course, within the coming weeks, and we got Thanksgiving coming, so everybody could take a little break or whatever and not want to stress themselves out with that. But for the most part, there's many reasons why she lost the case of winning, the presidency, and why she got her ass beat and, didn't win any of the swing states. And a lot of the people that I mentioned earlier in the show, well, I was telling y'all to watch their shows, Brian Tyler Cohen, James Carville, David Pakman, Pondering Politics, Roland Martin, Pod Save America, and Tennessee Brando. When I was telling y'all to watch their shows, they really break down, a lot of better than I do. I mean, I'll be all over the place with my commentary. And I'm hoping that I've given you enough of the information in regards of like many of the reasons. But they're really good at breaking down a lot of the reasons in at length in regards of why she lost and what the Democrats need to do to, you know, go up against the new Republican or the new Republic, or we should call MAGA, Otherwise, y'all will continue to get spanked and lose elections. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.